Welcome to the 2016 NCAA Hockey Championships presented by Northwestern Mutual. A spectacular Saturday yields to an exciting evening of hockey in Cincinnati as Michigan and North Dakota meet in the Midwest Region Final. North Dakota made its way through to tonight's game with a 6-2 thrashing over the 4-seed Northeastern, while Michigan needed an overtime goal to beat the 3rd-seed Notre Dame, its #1 and #2 for a spot in the Final Four. Hello, Alan Bestwick from Cincinnati, along with the Frozen Four's 2009 Most Outstanding Player, Colby Cohen, a national champion with Boston University. When the bracket came out, a lot of folks looked at a potential North Dakota-Michigan matchup and said, top 2 scoring lines in hockey. Ooh, how about you?
Electrifying offense. We've got some of the most exciting players in college hockey across the board tonight.
Some great players to look at. Let's start with one of the top scoring lines in all of hockey, Michigan, and their leaders, the CCM line.
These line, they do it all. They have a scorer in Kyle Connor. They've got a playmaker in his line mate, TJ Confer, and then Alex Mott. He goes 200 feet. He does everything. On the other side of the puck, we're going to see a really similar line. Nick Schmaltz plays with so much skill. Drake Kajula, he does everything. He goes up and down the ice. He wins battles. And then you've got the exciting freshman phenom, Brock Besser, leading the team in points. Gonna be an exciting one tonight.
North Dakota, top seed in the region, wearing the home whites with the green trim. Michigan in the blue and maize, right into the zone. Connor feeds, far side, Mott save! Rebound, another shot from the point, knocked away. Michigan with some quick early chances. The North Dakota goalie is Cam Johnson. Drive for the point, another Johnson save. So Troy Stetcher will finally clear the zone for North Dakota. Now a transition play. Besser gets into the zone, far side. They dump it deep. Michigan will flip it out clear. Ledoux makes the play right at center ice. Hits Kajula with the entry pass. Now Schmaltz will try to get it in. Well played along the boards, but he keeps it in. Here's Schmaltz into the slot. Shot from the point. Steered wide of Michigan goaltender Steve Racine. Ledoux for the point. Gets through. Racine with the left pad. Kajula to Schmaltz. Looking for some room. Back out to the point. Shot from the far side. No. Pullman fires it in. Off Racine's pads. In the slot, Schmaltz. North Dakota with its chance at the early pressure.
And something we talked to Coach Billy Powers about for Michigan earlier today. Michigan start, they talked about how important it was. They're going to love the way their first shift went. But North Dakota, like they've done all year, they answered with a high-energy shift of their own. The defense, Alan, they're already getting involved. This North Dakota D, they love to jump. They jump like frogs, as Dave Starman told me.
Michigan has to tag up to keep from being offside, but the puck again deep in the North Dakota zone. So how about that for a frantic first minute and a half or so? Each team with some opportunity and pressure deep in the other's end. Bryn Chizik had a great game yesterday against Northeastern. He couldn't find a way through some of the Michigan defense. And the Wolverines' entry zone attempt was denied. Now here's an offensive zone turnover. But quickly cleared the other way. Here's Chizik. Fires. Missed on the far side.
And Steve Racine, he looks dialed in early. He's at the top of his crease. I talked to his parents earlier today. They said, wow, are we nervous? The mom just hanging out, pacing her, and his dad, he's a little more cool, calm, and collected watching his son play out there.
It's kind of typical, isn't it? Hockey parents. 4 there in the green and white. Keaton Thompson, that is the defenseman all the way in behind the net, but he clears back out. And Michigan is able to clear the zone. North Dakota, though, with a quick transition. Back in with Chizik. Chasing in deep behind the net. Michigan defenders Nicholas Boca, one of 2 freshmen who had terrific games against Notre Dame in their first ever college playoff experience at the NCAA tournament. Here's Schmaltz, splits the defense, gets ridden off the play.
And Nick Schmaltz, he has the ability to split the defense. He has breakaway speed. A lot of guys, they slow down with the puck. Nick Schmaltz, he's able to speed up with the puck. It's one of the things that makes him so hard to defend.
Puck tapped out of play. Gives us a minute to catch our breath and take a look at how our teams are planning for success. Brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
Well, we already talked about Steven Racine. He looks confident out at the top of his crease. He was great for his team last night. And then this is from Billy Powers, the assistant coach for Michigan. He said, our position of our wingers in the D zone, keeping an eye on those North Dakota defensemen. They like to jump, takes you right into North Dakota. They get up the ice. They transition well as a team. It's something Coach Bradbury for North Dakota, they preach. Another thing, physicality. They want to be physical against this Michigan skill.
Both teams trying to establish the physical presence. That faceoff took a couple of attempts to happen as bodies were banging off each other, and officials had to step in and separate. Connor's shot knocked away. North Dakota will try and match what they call their heavy line. Rhett Gardner, Luke Johnson, and Austin Pagansky up against the Michigan top line. Scramble in front of the net, and goaltender Steve Racine is able to get on the puck with no damage. Well, if offense is so much a big part of things for each of these teams, the defense and the goaltending, they're going to be keys tonight.
Always a key when you're facing such a high-flying offense. It's important to set the tone early that we're going to break the puck out and play clean from the defensive zone.
There's the senior goaltender for the Wolverines, Steve Racine. He's been questioned at times, though Coach Red Berenson says he may have had a couple of shaky games early in the season, but I thought he's played really well for us down the stretch. Well, they won the Big Ten championship, and they won their opening round playoff game here in the NCAA tournament. That will be an ice, and the faceoff will come back down in front of the Michigan goaltender. Cam Johnson for North Dakota has been one of the best in the country for sure. You see his numbers, second in the NCAA in goals against, one of the finalists for the Mike Richter Award. Both goaltenders, for their teams to win, are going to have big games.
Well, rebound control is huge for both these guys. They're bigger-bodied guys. They play. Cam Johnson, he plays a little farther out of his crease, but their rebound control, something to keep an eye on tonight. Both teams go to the net hard.
So the CBS line on for North Dakota. Schmaltz, Kachula, and Besser. The second line on for Michigan. Selman, Nieves, and Kyle. That's Kyle. He gets the puck in deep. Ledoux chases for North Dakota. Kyle keeps it in. He had a terrific game yesterday against North Dakota. 23 for Michigan. Here's the breakout. Besser fires it back the other way. They have to regroup. Puck fluttered a little bit off his stick. Then Besser couldn't get the tap in to go. Nieves feeds back to his defenseman. DeYoung turns it over on this side. Rather, Downing turns it over. DeYoung's feed to Downing went awry. Now Besser working behind the net. Kyle comes back to help the defense out. Feeds it right to the North Dakota point. Shot hits a player on its way through. Sanderson on. Colton Sanderson, the senior for North Dakota, 26. His shot doesn't get through. Michigan will dump it out and try and give itself a little breathing room. Quick turnover and up through the neutral zone. Flip in. DeYoung's pass misses on the near side. Sanderson comes out with it, and will get the puck in deep. Chasing from the far side. Joel Janatuinen for North Dakota, but Michigan's able to cycle it around. Gage Osmus, the North Dakota captain, fires it out, picked off, and fought for. Good neutral zone play there.
One of the reasons both teams are having such a hard time entering the zone is a point of emphasis on both sides is holding the blue line. Having a good gap in the neutral zone, not backing off, and holding the line.
Puck knocked down. Olsen. That'll be an offside. North Dakota has to tag up. And here comes Michigan. Near side, Zach Werenski, their star defender, feeds it forward. Skips through into the offensive zone. Immediately cleared back out by Gage Osmus for North Dakota. Little game of say, can you clear the blue line? Michigan player falls. Ledoux ends up with the puck. Feeds it to some open ice. Kept in the zone. Tucker Pullman looking for some room down deep. Michigan not able to clear the zone yet.
And this is the first time Michigan has seen a team that can really match their skill and speed. And right now we're seeing the play go up and down the ice. The pace out there right now, very high.
Schmaltz circles back into the slot. His effort to get a shot through, blocked by JT Comfort. Now they find Besser behind the net. He moves with speed, turns, fires right into the breadbasket of Steve Racine, and he ties it up for the faceoff. Well, a lot of speed, a lot of fury, a lot of frantic action, but nothing's hit the twine yet.
The NCAA Hockey Championship is presented by Northwestern Mutual. We help you live life differently. And in part by new Gillette Pro Shield with lubrication before and after the blades. Shields while you shave. And the Lexus Command Performance Sales Event, now through March 31st. See your Lexus dealer.
The Yost Ice Arena, home of Michigan hockey, where the students can have some rather creative chants.
One of the most fun places you can play out there in the Midwest.
And where Michigan always has a very significant home advantage. Red Berenson has been manning things there. Now in his 32nd year, the 76-year-old who's done it all in hockey. Some speculation as to whether this might be his last year behind the bench at Michigan. Red telling us when we met with him yesterday, it is the last year of his contract. There's a new athletic director. He'll meet with him at the end of the season, and they'll sort that all out in due time. Certainly under Berenson and his predecessors, the Wolverines have had some tremendous success in the NCAA hockey tournament.
Hard not to have a lot of respect for this program, Red. After all these years, he manages to keep it so much fun for all of his players, and they have fun when they win.
Puck thrown out in front by Besser. Nobody there in white shirts, so Michigan comes out with it on a break. Nieves fanned on the pass, goes to the far side. Slipped into the zone by Nolan DeYoung. Kyle. In behind the net. Justin Selman. Ridden off the play. The clearing pass, though, intercepted. Here's Nieves. Feeds it far side for Selman. Selman in deep for Kyle. Back to Selman. He'll get it back to the point. DeYoung has gotten his way back there. Shot saved by Johnson. Tapped out to Schmaltz, over to Besser. Here comes North Dakota, well defended, stood up at the Michigan blue line.
Michael Downing with a great stick there at the blue line, not overcommitting his body, but making a great breaking it up with a good stick extended.
Gardner, Johnson, and Poganski on now for North Dakota. Here's Gardner to Johnson, fires one at the side of the net. Racine holding the near post, keeps it out. Wolverines in for a line change. And they get the puck in deep. Brendan Warren, Cooper Marody, Tony Calderon on the forward line for the Wolverines. Here's the North Dakota breakout. Cross center ice. Joel Janatuinen floats one in, well handled by Steve Racine. And then flipped back out by Brendan Warren. Fight for the puck. Michigan player goes down, tapped in front. Colton Sanderson ends up tapping it right to his own goaltender, Cam Johnson. And it's tied up for a faceoff.
As much as that play maybe looked a little dangerous there for North Dakota, this is a short support defensive pass. I don't mind this at all. Using your goalie, taking a break. That's trust. That's heads up play. Cam Johnson, he's out. He's alert there. He covers the puck. They'll take the stoppage.
That's all good and fine unless Tony Calderon got his stick on it. We're in that blue jersey, right? Turnover. Osmus overskated the puck for North Dakota, flipped out to Poganski. He'll fire it into the Michigan zone. Comfort takes it over there, quickly fires it back out. Mott was knocked to the ice, far side. North Dakota comes back, gains entry into the Wolverine zone. Poganski behind the net. Luke Johnson feeds it back around to the point. Here's Gage Osmus. Lets one in, doesn't get all the way through. Michigan back the other way. Here's Kyle Connor. Good job by Mott to stay onside. Connor spun around, nowhere to go, and hit there as he tried to pass it across ice. It came back outside the line. Far corner, somebody left JT Comfort alone. Feeds it deep. Out in front. To the point. Shot doesn't get through traffic. Gage Osmus, 20, is everywhere for North Dakota at the moment, the team captain. Kyle Connor leading the nation in scoring. Challenge there. Puck goes into the crowd and a whistle and a stoppage in play.
And North Dakota, they've got to be careful here, backing off. You don't want to give these players too much room. You want to respect their ability, but the best way to respect a player with that kind of skill, be as close as you can, no more than 1 stick length away.
Offensive zone face-off. And Max Stewart's going to be tossed. Dexter Danks will come in and take it for the Wolverines. Wins it back to Stewart. Shot didn't get through. Now the attempt to kick it back into the zone by Zach Werenski misses. Here comes North Dakota. Puck over skated near side by Trevor Olson. Zach Werenski, 13 for Michigan. One of their best players.
He plays the game with a lot of skill. A few shifts last night, he decided to really take the game over. He scored a big goal to give his team momentum. Really fantastic player in all 3 zones for the Wolverines.
Draft pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And here he comes. That'll go all the way in. That was Bunievis, sorry. 12 instead of 13. And a whistle. And they'll bring it all the way back on the icing call.
Well, the pace of this game so far, it's staying very high. Both teams throwing their best punch right now. The team that's going to win this game is the team that's going to make the other team's defense turn, break pucks out, make life miserable on the other team's defense.
Face-off win by Kajula. Soft shot through. Schmaltz tried to get the rebound around Racine. Held the post. Back to the point. Shot doesn't get through. Kajula again fires. Bounced it off his own man. And a big hit by Kajula near side. And much discussion about it afterwards.
Well, Drake Kajula, he's not afraid to throw his weight around for this North Dakota team, ending this rush of flurries with the big hit. 8:57 left in the first.
Building the only truck with the best fuel economy. An award-winning engine. And a 9,200-pound towing capacity takes guts. Overcoming any obstacle, that's the glory. Get a great deal on the trucks that give you both during Ram Truck Month. Lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2016 Ram 1500 4x4 for $159 a month.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up. Just take it up. Let's play the town. We'll shut it down.
The all-new indoor water park, the Lagoon. Only at Treasure Island Resort and Casino.
Matt Chick here with an update. #1 overall seed, Quinnipiac. Going to move on to the East Regional Final with what they're doing to RIT in Albany. Here, Quinnipiac moving down. Oh, it happens quickly. Soren Janssen is going to come up with this one off of that great feed. It's 3-0 Quinnipiac.
All right, Matt, thanks. Quinnipiac, if they go on to win that one, we'll get the winner of Yale and UMass Lowell. That will come up later on tonight, 7:30 Eastern Time. And here in Cincinnati, the Midwest Region Final being played tonight. North Dakota and Michigan. Brad Berry with 31 wins in his first season as head coach for North Dakota. Now the most successful ever as far as wins are concerned. First-year coach for this ultra-successful North Dakota program. Took over for Dave Haxtell when Haxtell went to the Philadelphia Flyers in the National Hockey League. He was an assistant and a player at North Dakota. There's a shot tied up. Alex Kyle's shot very easily handled by the glove hand of Cam Johnson. We talked about Michigan and their history in this tournament. Tied for second most successful team ever is North Dakota.
One of those teams, when you see them on your schedule, you're fired up. They get the other team's best game. It does not matter who they're playing. When you see that Fighting Hawks logo, you're giving them your best game.
Trying to find a way to see if they can make a third straight Frozen Four. Scoring chances, by the way in favor of North Dakota right now. They've had the better of it, but nothing on the scoreboard so far. Kajula feeds back to Shaw. He'll send it back around. Besser behind the net. Had to work hard to get his stick free. Interesting here. This is first line against first line. Connor, Comfer, and Mott out against Kajula, Schmaltz, and Besser. Here's a chance. Shot tipped away by Racine. Attempted to find a player in front. And the Wolverines able to clear.
Well, both these lines are so balanced with having Kajula and having Mott on each line. You're not going to run into any problems matching them up. You have speed, you have scoring, playmaking, and grit. Going to be a great matchup to keep watching throughout this contest.
Puck in deep as Rhett Gardner is on for North Dakota. Pinch on the far side. Tucker Pullman is able to force it back around. There's Austin Pagansky. And that shot will get tipped out of play. Tomorrow, the NCAA Women's Elite Eight for you on ESPN. At 1 Eastern, it's Washington and Stanford. And then at 3:30, Tennessee and Syracuse. Both games streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. That is tomorrow. Tonight, we're settling out the Midwest Regional in the NCAA Men's Hockey Championship Tournament. US Bank Arena, Cincinnati. Very quickly and heavily, speedily played, I should say, as far as the action on the ice. First period, scoreless between North Dakota and Michigan, and a shot in well handled by Steve Racine. So we're also seeing both teams trying to establish a physical presence, and a little dislike can be kind of fun for hockey watching.
There's definitely some dislike out there between these two teams. Keep an eye on the change matchup going on right now. North Dakota coming back with Troy Stetcher's pair on defense against this Michigan fourth line. Something to keep an eye on. He likes to jump and be involved.
Clearing pass out by Joseph Ciccone. All the way down the ice. Doesn't go all the way for icing. And now the dump in by North Dakota on the far side. Shane Gershich taking a hit to get the puck out of the zone. Kept in by North Dakota. Now the blast by Gage Osmus. Hits a stanchion. Hits the back of the net. Cutler Martin played it there. Gershich all over him. John Simonson, who had his first goal since October in yesterday's win over Northeastern. Fans looking for a call, perhaps from a hit from behind. Referee's arms firmly at their sides. We play on. And now an arm goes in the air as North Dakota, Troy Stetcher got taken down from behind, and a penalty to the Wolverines coming up.
Well, you can't take your hand off your stick when you're chasing a player. You see Danks playing with the free hand there. They're going to call that every time. A smart player feels that, goes down. North Dakota power play, they've been dangerous as of late. Michigan's penalty kill, they like to fly around. Besser, Schmaltz, Kajula, they're going to try to use those seam plays for North Dakota.
North Dakota scored on one of its two power plays it had in its win over Northeastern yesterday. Shot tipped. Pagansky was standing right in front of Racine, the Michigan goaltender, but it went up and over the net. Johnson's back pass goes out of the zone. And you see some of the matchups of power play versus penalty killing for the two teams.
And we'll keep an eye on Luke Johnson here. His father, the All-American scorer, and Hobie Baker, runner-up for North Dakota. He's a big shooter coming off the ice. Right now, we're going to see the Schmaltz line come out to finish this power play.
Pass too far ahead. Tucker Pullman couldn't bring it in. Cleared by the Wolverines. Minute gone in the penalty. Besser couldn't tip it in. Michael Downing was there for Michigan. And the puck sent back down. And North Dakota will have to try again. 45 to go on the penalty. Schmaltz, far side. Nice pass to Pullman. Takes it in deep, throws it in on goal. Racine calmly steers that aside. Shot couldn't clear the zone. Here's Kajula. Feeds Schmaltz. Back to Pullman at the point. Over to Stetcher. Pullman fires, tipped in front, but Kajula couldn't get it past Racine.
We see the Michigan penalty kill. They're trying to push down the walls. They don't want to give away that big shot from the point. Justin Selman got caught out of position there.
Besser, stick handling, fires on Racine. Couldn't catch him leaning. Puck thrown to the corner. Michigan fans looking for a penalty. Mott was thrown to the ice. No call from the point. Stetcher feeds inside. Attempted feed outside. Knocked away. Still gotten in deep. Kajula again with the puck. Cycles behind. Besser, shot blocked. DeYoung was there, 21 for Michigan. Shot through a screen. The blocker kicked it away from Racine. Wraparound try. Racine is there again to tie it up as the penalties expired. Michigan goaltender Steve Racine has been on the job. The senior is getting it done so far.
The Lexus Command Performance Sales Event is on, with extraordinary offers on the stylish all-new RX and the dynamic NX.
That are dangerous against these top skilled forwards for North Dakota.
Offensive zone face-off for North Dakota. Draw one by Michigan, but turned back over to North Dakota. Cycled back in deep by Luke Johnson. Pagansky behind the net, tips it away. Brett Gardner, back to Pagansky. Back to Johnson. Defended well there, though, by Cutler Martin for Michigan. Now the Wolverines try to break out again. Connor, Comfer, and Mott are on for Michigan. Here's Kyle Connor, the leading scorer in the nation. Tries to flip it back around. Defended away there. And Johnson will clear the zone for North Dakota.
North Dakota defense doing a great job swarming them right inside the blue line, not giving them much to look at. What they need to do, they need to get pucks deep behind the defense, make them turn and go after it.
And a shot in off the boards will be tied up by Cam Johnson for a face-off with 3:02 to go. The NCAA Frozen Four is heading to Tampa, Florida. The action begins Thursday, April 7th at 5 Eastern here on ESPN2. And for more information on the 2016 NCAA Frozen Four, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Both of these two teams have seen the Frozen Four a lot.
No stranger where they are right now. They've both played in a lot of big games, big programs, very well respected. There is no doubt as to why both these teams are here. What a great matchup.
Icing called against North Dakota. Red Berenson looking to take his team back to the Frozen Four, as is Brad Berry, the North Dakota coach. Two powerhouse programs. Along with Denver, who's tied for second with North Dakota, the two teams that have won more national championships than any other. 9 times for Michigan, 7 for North Dakota. 2:45 to go, first period. A period offensively dominated by North Dakota, but Michigan has not yielded yet. Racine will tie that one up as it comes back off the backboards and deflects up to his crease. There are the numbers. I'm not all that fond of the phrase blue bloods, but these are two blue blood programs in college hockey. And the only reason I'm not all that fond of it is because one team here wears green, and I don't want to hear from their fans that just using the phrase Blue Bloods was somehow tilted in some direction. So Zach Werenski, Columbus Blue Jackets draft pick, who has had a couple of crucial goals for his team in the Big Ten championship game and in yesterday's win over Notre Dame.
Well, he really has the ability to take a game over. His skills offensively, puck moving, he's smooth. Even when he gets beat, you don't realize it because his stride is so smooth. He recovers. What a tremendous player he is for this Wolverine team. He needs to have a big game this evening for the Wolverines to come out on the right side of this.
Dexter Danks, who had the only penalty of the period so far, flipped it in deep. North Dakota quickly clears, but the pass went a little bit too far. And now Seward will dump the puck in. Kajula, Schmaltz, and Besser on for North Dakota. Selman, Nieves, and Kyle coming on for Michigan.
Great short support there. North Dakota, they use each other. They support each other so well. Great puck-moving group they have on the back end. Gets it right into the forward's hands.
Kyle to Nieves. They break in with speed. Nieves flips it out in front. Rebound. Saved by Johnson. Cam Johnson stopped the point-blank shot. Here's the transition back the other way. Michigan able to take the puck away. Now Nieves back again. Works to that far side. This time stops. Well defended. Transition one more time. Off and running through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. Save! Score! Drake Kajula. Transition. And the first goal of the game with a minute to go in the period.
And Drake Kajula with his game-breaking ability, a turnover for Boone Nieves. He's going to want that one back. And Drake Kajula, he comes up the ice, takes a hard spill with the officials celebrating. What speed by Drake Kajula to separate, go in, find his own rebound. And the North Dakota Fighting Hawks are fired up.
It was Troy Stetcher who made the pass to Kajula, and so with a minute left in the period, giving up that goal, big blow for the Wolverines unless they can equalize here.
And Troy Stetcher, he's so important, his puck-moving ability, similar to Werenski. He gets involved in the offense, but he makes a lot of great defensive plays, underrated with his stick.
Nice kick pass. Here's Kyle Connor. Can't get through the North Dakota defense. Absorbs the hit, kicks the puck over to his teammate. That was Mott. Mott gets stripped. And Johnson clears for North Dakota. Nice tip on the bounce by Gardner to get the puck in deep. Pagansky chases against Ciccone for Michigan. Ciccone wins the fight. Mott flips it back out. Comfer, blind pass, but hits Mott in stride. Mott met heavily by the North Dakota defense. Puck in front, loose. Connor couldn't get a stick on it, and it's sticked away to the corner. Last seconds, Keaton Thompson does not get a shot away. A period completely dominated by North Dakota, shot-wise. A period where Michigan's defense was up to the task all the way through until a minute 6 remained in the period when North Dakota got the go-ahead goal, and they'll lead at the end of 1-0. Now to the studio for our intermission report. Here are Matt Schick and Dave Starman.
All right, thank you, guys. North Dakota with that late goal up 1-0 on Michigan. Matt Schick along with the aforementioned Dave Starman. North Dakota out-shooting Michigan 24-8 here in that first period. A lot was made of the CBS line versus the CCM line. Advantage CBS here.
So far, as they've got the goal in the game, and I've been kind of watching along the lines of how each coach has been playing this, and the CBS line has been playing a lot away from that CCM line. The CCM line has played a lot against Luke Johnson's line for North Dakota. That's with Gardner on the left and Pagansky on the right. So you see the chess match starting between these two coaches. It's a period where North Dakota has had some of the better scoring chances and more of the scoring chances. We'll take a look at some of them and how they're generating them. This period went up and down, but you're seeing a lot of of what is typical of North Dakota, and that is utilizing the points to get shots. Paul LaDue's got 4 shots on goal in the period. Tucker Pullman is so good, as are the North Dakota defense, at extending plays, rolling down the walls, and getting pucks in a hard area so guys like Luke Johnson can get to work. Here's a nice little low-high play by Michigan, and they were able to get to the net for an opportunity. North Dakota good in transition, getting back the other way. And here's another chance as they drive wide. North Dakota does to get a play to the front of the net. But Michigan was competitive. A chance in the front. Look at the play by Olsen, 11 and White, to get the puck out as he covers up for the defense, which got aggressive. I like the period that North Dakota had. They had a ton of jam, a ton of energy. And as we talked about yesterday, Michigan is one of those teams that come at you 1,000 miles an hour from the drop of the puck. And if you could put some doubt in them early and get to their goaltender early, it makes your life that much easier. North Dakota on their way there.
24 shots, 23 saves for Steve Racine, and a guy who gives up nearly 3 goals a game. How long can Michigan expect him to hold down the fort here while that Michigan offense tries to get going?
Listen, I thought Racine was really good yesterday against Notre Dame and doing exactly that, holding down that fort. I've watched him win games. I've watched games fall apart on him. And he's going to need to do exactly what he's doing right now because Michigan really looked, I thought, shaky in period number 1.
All right, so Michigan trailing North Dakota, the Fighting Hawks, by a score of 1-0 in that Midwest Regional Final. Winner heads to the Frozen Four. St. Cloud State not headed to the Frozen Four. Ferris State 1 win away from doing so after the overtime thriller. We will show it to you. And coming up next on ESPNU, Danton Heinen, Forward of the Year in the Natty. Denver taking on BU. West Regional Semifinal from XL Energy Center coming up in the cities. That's next on the U. Hang with us.
Compare new and used cars your way. We'll let you know when we find the perfect car with everything you want. Life happens one car search at a time. Auto Trader.
Opening day and night. 7 games, 2 days. Baseball is back and not a moment too soon. Games all day, April 3rd and 4th on ESPN.
North Dakota fired 24 shots on goal. One of them did get through. Drake Kajula, even highlight reel, gets that one to goal. Had a goal yesterday, has a goal today. Michigan held scoreless. One of their guys, JT Comfort, with our guys.
Michigan captain JT Comfort is with us now. JT, what were you guys talking about on the bench as far as adjustments? Because chances were hard to come by for you.
Yeah, I think we need to be harder in our D zone. They're working good, passing the puck down low and getting some movement. So we got to take a guy out and get the puck out quicker, and it'll lead to more offense.
JT, you're a captain, you're a senior. What are you going to tell your teammates down by a goal, all the momentum on the other side? What's the message in between periods?
I'm a junior, but message will probably still be the same. We got to work harder in our own end, win more battles, get more shots in this guy. We had a few good chances, and we got to bear down when we get those.
Michigan captain JT Comfort. Thanks. Good luck in the second.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that CCM line, just a couple of shots on goal there in the first period. Look at the brackets again. Michigan and North Dakota here in the first intermission on ESPN2. You see Ferris State in the West Regional. Right now on ESPNU, it's Boston University taking on Denver. The winner will get Ferris State, which took down the number 2 overall seed. Here's how it went down. Ferris State had a 2-goal lead in the third. The Huskies rallied back to tie it, but here in overtime, less than 20 seconds in, Gerald Mayhew. Watch Mayhew. Shot on goal. No. Jared Van Wormer, yes, his second of the game day.
Ferris State did so many things well on this play, starting with the crisscross, starting with Van Wormer going to the net, Mayhew with the skilled move, keeping the puck protected. Mayhew recognizing that both defensemen went to the same guy, so he filled the lane. This was a big-time shocker. Ferris State's a good team. St. Cloud State's a great team, and they're going home.
St. Cloud State had won at least one game in the last 4 NCAA tournament appearances. Look at the seeds reaching the Frozen Four. We've seen 8 4 seeds do it. Can this team get there? Can they do damage?
I think because of the fact that they believe in how they're playing and how well they've been playing lately, absolutely. They got a goaltender on a roll. They've got size. They play with snarl, and defensively, they're solid.
All right, number 2 overall seed is done. How about the number 1 overall seed, Quinnipiac? And the story going in was going to be Sam Annis and his availability for the Bobcats because of what happened March 19th. ECAC semifinals hit from behind. Rand Pecknold, the head coach, called that a dirty hit, but Annis available here, and he was effective.
He was, too. He got some shots on goal. He moved the puck pretty well on the power play, and that's really where he was key. The whole key to Sam Annis, if he's not shooting, and here you see he gets a good attempt, and obviously everybody knows his shoulder hurts, so they're going to go hit him in it. But he's here in the middle on that 1-3-1, little tap pass. A lot of times here, he might rip it, but he realized he doesn't have anything, so he gives it to St. Dennis, who's got a cannon. St. Dennis lets it go, and all of a sudden, Quinnipiac had the lead. I thought Annis' compete level was really high, much like most of his team. The fact that he brought it, I thought, made his team bigger.
St. Dennis, his 21st of the season here. RIT, Michael Gartic with the save, scramble, Quinnipiac. Oh, it's a team effort in the crease, Dave.
Yeah, it takes a village, right?
Some would say that. Still 1-0 after 2 periods. Third period, then Quinnipiac gets it going offensively. Early in the third, Tim Clifton. Look at that pass to Scott Davidson. Oh, that's easy.
No one should ever be that open, especially when you have numbers back. This is typical Quinnipiac here. Finding lanes, finding seams, making plays. Their skill level's a little underrated. Like I said, I think they're the most underrated 1 seed I've seen in a while. Nobody talks about Quinnipiac. They'll be talking about Quinnipiac tomorrow morning.
What a dish from Connor Clifton on the stick. The Soren Janssen. Janssen added another one. And so it's Quinnipiac, the #1 overall seed, advancing, shutting out RIT. They will take on the winner of our later game on ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app, Yale and UMass Lowell. Does either of those teams provide more of a stiff challenge to Quinnipiac and their road to the Frozen Four?
Well, Yale does, because it's that old New Haven rivalry. Those two programs, I mean, they don't just dislike each other, they hate each other. UMass Lowell is a really well-structured team that's big, old, physical, and underrated, I think, offensively. Both of those teams present a very distinct challenge to Quinnipiac.
Quinnipiac, ECAC champs, won the Clearly Cup, the Whitelaw Cup for the first time in program history. See if they can get back to the Frozen Four. Again, your men's championship schedule tonight. Right now on ESPNU, it's BU and DU. Later on, the aforementioned Yale and UMass Lowell going at it. And then Minnesota Duluth, UMD, which took down the reigning national champion Providence Friars. They will take on Boston College on ESPNU. That's a 9 o'clock Eastern time face-off. Cam Johnson hasn't had to face a lot, but he's stopped them all with one of his 8 saves. UND looking strong, 1-0 on Wolverines.
It's our spring sale at Family Leisure.
Make a splash with America's largest pool and spa dealer. 24-foot pools, only $12.99 installed. Save $2,000 or more on our top-selling spas. 6-person premium spas, only $39.99. Check out this season's hottest patio furniture designs. This Jack's Junior swing set, only $8.99. Also on sale, saunas, tanning beds, chemicals, toys, and accessories. Your one-stop shop for family fun.
Spring sale going on now at Family Leisure.
Go 5-0.
Welcome back to the 2016 NCAA Hockey Championships presented by Northwestern Mutual. Ready for the start of the second period in the Midwest Region Final. North Dakota with a late first period goal to lead Michigan by a score of 1-0. So as we look ahead, Colby Cohen, 2009 Most Outstanding Player for the BU Terriers with us. As we look ahead, not being able to get into the offensive zone is what caused the Michigan turnover that scored the goal the other end.
The areas right around the offensive blue line and the defensive blue line, you've got to be careful against this North Dakota team here. We're going to see a turnover by Boo Nieves off a great gap by Troy Stetcher, and we're going to see 4 Michigan players trapped behind the puck. This is a no-no against a speedy team like North Dakota, and Drake Kajula, he takes the puck. I love the little toe drag. We see it there. He changes the angle of the puck. He goes for the shot, and then
nice hit by the ref.
The ref lays him out. They give the ref a little bump on the top of the helmet. Those guys are having fun down there.
So that inability to get the puck into the offensive zone is why shots on goal were 24-8 in favor of North Dakota in that period, and scoring chances were 20-7 in favor of North Dakota in that period. And certainly one of the things that the Wolverines would have been talking about and have to adjust to in their locker room before coming out for this second period. Martner clears for North Dakota. It'll go for icing and a quick turnover. So the goal scorer for North Dakota was their alternate captain, Drake Kajula, the senior from Ontario. And he is a good one.
The thing I love most about him is every time you look up, he's winning battles along the walls. You pair that with his offensive ability. What a threat he is out there, 200 feet of the ice.
So after the icing, North Dakota goes for a change. Meanwhile, here comes JT Comfer. Drops it off. Could not connect with Kyle Connor. Turnover back the other way. Weren't we just talking about that? Into the slot. Shot by Besser. Misses the mark to the right. Under some pressure from back-checking Michigan. Now a shot through. And Mott couldn't find a way to get a stick on the puck and corral it. And a stoppage and some extracurriculars with the sticks in the arms in the far corner.
You've got to be careful as the junior captain, as he pointed out to me, turns the puck over inside, and he starts the rush, a 3-on-2 for North Dakota. Racine comes out. Great sliding defensive play by Michigan.
You look at some of the stats from the first period. Comfer, Mott, and Connor, the big line for Michigan, were limited to 2 shots on goal. Kyle Connor did not have any shots on goal in that first period. However, remember back to their game yesterday against Notre Dame, the Irish shut out that line for almost the entire game, and then in the third period, here they came late in the going and then ended up getting the overtime winner.
Well, you have to credit this North Dakota defense. They've got 6 guys who can skate. They're big. They move the puck well. A threat, making it a 5-man attack and a smothering defense.
Here's the second line for the Wolverines, applying a little bit of offensive zone pressure as Ledoux couldn't get the clear for North Dakota. Now Kajula will manage to flip it out. And coming away with it, Tucker Pullman. Couldn't control going into the zone. Here comes Michigan back through the zone. Justin Selman up the near side. Tries to hit in the middle. And just out ahead of Werenski, who had jumped up into the play. Good stick at the defensive line by Cutler Martin for the Wolverines. Broke up the rush for North Dakota. Werenski rebounds, or regroups rather, behind his own net. Tip into the zone deep by Brendan Warren on for Michigan. 11. The Wolverines can't corral any offensive zone possession time. They'll try again as Martin dumps it in deep one more time.
Great play there by Joel Janetweenan, winning the battle, taking a hit to make a play. You have to do that in college hockey. You've got a guy bearing down on you, but all you need to do is ramp that puck up over your stick, advance it another zone out of the dangerous areas.
Face-off will be deep in the North Dakota offensive zone. Offensive zone face-off's always an opportunity. A lot of these teams with their practiced and planned plays. Set pieces, if you will. Johnny Simonson to try and take the draw here for North Dakota. Shaw keeps it in at the point. Danks on the far side is able to get it out, and that will be a hand pass as Keaton Thompson reached down to keep it in front of him, and it bounced right to one of his teammates. Tuesday on ESPN, the NIT semifinals from Madison Square Garden, BYU and Valpo at 7 Eastern. Then George Washington and San Diego State, the nightcap. Both games streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Face-off win for North Dakota. They'll try the breakout. Gersich defended there. Kept in by Allen at the point. Danks taps it down into the far corner. Chase there. Big hit behind the net. Penalty coming up. Danks is going to go again. Signal is cross-checking. 2 penalties in the game. He's got both of them.
Well, you've got to keep your elbows and your hands down. You can't make contact with the guy's head flying in there. He's going to go to the box again. Michigan's not putting themselves in a great spot here. They can't keep going to the box. A lot of talent. They're coming out with the Johnson unit. Johnson, he'll float around. He'll play both positions. He is their shooter.
Thought the initial signal was cross-checking. Boarding is the penalty. So Danks off for a second time and already up 1-0. Here comes the North Dakota power play back at work. Blocked and a chance going the other way. Mott fights his way through. Couldn't get control of the puck with enough space to do something with it. And back the other way come North Dakota. Penalties coming up. An interference call.
And Keaton Thompson is not happy he's the only one going to the box. He felt like they should have taken both. The play behind the play. He starts with a big hit. They're going to keep with the extra confrontation. You know the old saying, Alan, they always get the last guy who jumps in. It's like being a little brother. You take the last shot, and that's what happened.
Yeah, puck was long gone, and the penalty came after that replay ended. Basically, the two of them were there wrestling, and they both ended up on the ice, but Thompson will be the one with the last violation, if you will.
Keaton Thompson, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 3:22. North Dakota penalty on number 4, Thompson. 2 minutes for interference at 3:22.
So 4-on-4 skating here for a minute. Here's Kyle Connor looking for some room. Feeds it out in front. Comfort couldn't put it home. Shot for the point by DeYoung. Way wide and high of the mark. Out the other way, here's Besser. Kajula's on the far side, rebound in his direction, sticked away from in front of the net. North Dakota hit the post! The quick turnaround shot by Tucker Pullman hit the iron. Off of Racine's glove, play will stay alive, net is off the mooring. As a little wrestling going on behind the play, saw Drake Kajula wind up hitting the back of the net and knocking the net from its moorings.
And Kyle Connor using his speed, he tucks it under the defenseman's stick. A very hard play to defend. Then we come right back down the other end. Dink right off the crossbar. Tucker Pullman. Steven Racine in the right position. Goalie's best friend, that crossbar, keeping this game at 1-0 for North Dakota.
So there'll be just a little bit of time differential at the end of the first penalty, when Michigan will have a power play. About 25 seconds worth or so. Comfort tips that puck right back in on his own goaltender, and it'll be tied up for another face-off as some more disagreement happens in front of the net. So North Dakota with the win over Northeastern. Michigan with the overtime winner over Notre Dame. They play here for the chance to fill in the first line in the Frozen Four bracket for down in Tampa. Face-off win for Nieves over Johnson. 24 seconds to go in the Danks penalty before Michigan will go up on the power play. We're 4 aside here for now. Turnover back the other way. Here's Besser. Got a man streaking toward the net. Good stick there in the way, though, on the Michigan defense. And the turnover goes back the other way. Selman. Played hard in the far corner by Pullman. Puck hit the, looked like the door on the penalty box, skipped away. The back pass by Besser. There were blue shirts there in the way between himself and Johnson. So the brief Michigan power play on now. Here's Nieves. Chased all the way around the net to Stetcher. Feeds it out. Werenski in deep. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Werenski into the slot. Turns and fires. Sticked away to the corner. And we're back even at 5 aside. Here's Comfort, top of the circle. Rolls into the slot, scores!
J.T. Comfort getting his team on the board, giving the Michigan faithful watching at the Brown Jug something to celebrate about. He gets the puck and he sees all this open ice in the slot. You don't have to tell that man to shoot twice. We're going to see dragging it to the middle, looking like a defenseman back there, and snipes one over the top corner through a screen.
J.T. Comfort with his 15th goal of the season, and we're tied at 1. Big moment in the game, that feels like to me.
J.T. Comfort playing with a lot of emotion out here. We could see it in that interview. He's got that eye of the tiger. He's going to put this team on his back if he has to. He did it last night in the third period. He really stepped it up, and we're seeing it here in the second period for Michigan.
So a whistle and an offside call. And that takes us to the under 15 timeout. One apiece. J.D. Comfort evens it up for the Wolverines.
Eyes.
Toes.
Noses.
Hormones know too.
Dogs know.
Kids know.
Kids who think their dogs know.
Guys, it's good out here. What's it gonna be? An oven-baked DiGiorno or waiting for delivery?
Did you have that beard when we ordered?
A hot, fresh-baked crust or...
Did we order extra soggy?
Don't settle for delivery. Rise to the occasion. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
The NCAA Hockey Championship, presented by Northwestern Mutual, is brought to you by Scott's. It's good out here.
After Michigan scored with 1:06 left in the, North Dakota scored with 1:06 left in the first period. Michigan has tied it up 5.5 into the second.
J.T. Comfort, he realizes that there's all this open ice, and he decides, I'm going to take this one on my own. Justin Selman with a great screen. You see Mott in front of the goalie, too. Justin Selman, an underrated player for this Michigan team, plays with great energy, has no quit, always a second effort.
So J.T. Comfort, who had the game-winning goal yesterday in overtime for the Wolverines, has the equalizer here in the second. Play out front, stick at the side of the net hard a couple of times, but not giving up the post was Stephen Racine. And we have reached that point in the game where after every whistle, the linesmen are racing in and having to separate players. But then in a game where your entire season's dreams and hopes of winning the national championship can be continued or ended, you'd expect that kind of intensity. Alex Kyle gets the puck deep into the North Dakota zone. Selman there on the forecheck, kicks it free, nobody there. Colton Sanderson will chase it down for North Dakota. Can't win possession. Shot from the point, knocked away. And the puck tipped into the Michigan zone. Good play there. Looking at it, turns, fires. Where's the puck? It's under Racine. That was Bryn Chiswick with the extra effort in the offensive zone for North Dakota.
You got to be careful here if you're Michigan when you're playing with the puck moving back towards your net. We see Nolan DeJong lose his edge, but he stays in the net, and he plays a little bit of goalie. It looks like he's a little kid playing knee hockey there in the hotel hallways, sticking around, helping out the goaltender, Stephen Racine for Michigan.
Got to do what you got to do, right? Shot from Red Gardner, didn't get through. Here's Kyle Connor. Loses the puck. It's defenseman Werenski there to help him out. Again, a breakout attempt by the Wolverines denied. Now Werenski stick handles his way out of the zone, but has played well there. And that's going to go for an icing. And a face-off back in the defensive end for Michigan.
And North Dakota, they came this close to taking a lead here, but Nolan DeJong keeping his legs sticking around the net, helping out his goaltender. That was a close one, Alan. That was a very close one. I don't think Coach Berenson feels great about that one.
He had to make sure he didn't play that with his hands, too, when he was in the crease. Shot through a screen, tipped twice in front. Poganski got a stick on it. Racine got the puck. Poganski got roughed up and continues to get roughed up a little bit by the Wolverines. Austin Poganski, the St. Louis Blues draft pick out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. Played his junior hockey for Tri-City in the USHL. Unieves wins that face-off. Michigan clears his own. Selman tries to tap it deep. Can't get it. Played away by the North Dakota defense. Kajula gets that one in deep. Werenski spins it around. Out the far side it comes. Michigan with a nice entry. Swinging it across in front. Werenski couldn't find one of his teammates. North Dakota quickly back the other way with numbers. Michigan catching up on the back check. The attempted drag. Shot blocked. Here's Kajula. Out to the point. Osmus fires. Shot blocked by Kyle. And the net is off its moorings as some heavy play between Kajula and Werenski down by the Michigan crease.
And North Dakota doing what they do best, transitioning off of a turnover. They come down, Drake Kajula, we see that drag move again. Good play there by the Michigan defender, getting his points involved. We see Gage Osmus stepping into one, but a great block. This time of year, Alan, the blocks are important. They mount up. It's the little plays out there that win you playoff games.
You can't save anything for next game, because if you don't win this one, there isn't a next game. Shot thrown toward the net. Trevor Olson steered away easily by the side of the cage, and Steve Racine. Still offensive zone pressure from North Dakota. Shaw keeps it in, cycles it back around. Gets past Simonson, far side, skips away from Gersich. And it's cleared out, quickly turned back around, and faded back in by Olson. This North Dakota forecheck has been fierce the whole game long. The home run pass attempt tipped in by Selman. Wolverines go for a change. North Dakota transitions back quickly the other way. Clear pass across the other side. Good save by Racine. Thrown through the crease. Back out in front. Just a blue jersey there. From the point, Pullman keeps it in. Janatwinen fights for it at the blue line. Sticked out. Danks can't get it deep into the North Dakota zone. Now Ledoux will bring it back out to center ice. Again, into the zone, Janatwinen. Dumps it out in front, nobody there. Back to the point, Ledoux. Brings it out in front of the net. Lots of conflict there, lots of traffic there. Chiswick skates far side, throws it back to the net. Sanderson couldn't get a tip. Good pressure here, shot off the side of the net, cleared to the glass. Allen can't clear for the Wolverines. Back into the zone.
Cutler Martin's been stuck out on the ice for a little over a minute and a half. He's going to get to the bench for a change.
No, he's not, because that's an ice.
So he's going to have to turn out. Michigan may look to use their timeout here to get some rest for their players, especially the defenders who've been caught out on the ice. North Dakota with some fancy passing coming in, and look at Steven Racine getting across the crease, squared up to the shooter. Goaltender coach really's got to feel good about the play of Steven Racine so far, looking confident out of his crease, squared up.
So Michigan had partly gone through a line change, 1/3 anyway, before the whistle. Comfer is out there, but the other two guys from the fourth line are still on the ice. Now they clear the puck. Allen still not able to get off as North Dakota quickly goes back the other way. And now the Wolverines complete the line change with the puck in their own end. Comfort gets it out, hits Connor just inside the red line. Connor into the zone. Mott trying to follow him in. Connor taken down. And North Dakota clears it out. Comfort throws it back the other way. Gage Ausmus has the puck taken from him. Here's Connor, flips it up, saved by what's been a very inactive Cam Johnson this period. Michigan not getting many shots on him at all. Stetcher, far side, shot comes. And a penalty coming up on the Wolverines. It's going to be Michael Downing who's going to head to the box and set up a North Dakota power play. Halfway through the second period, tied at 1. Loser goes home, winner goes to the Frozen Four.
Xfinity On Demand is the best place to see hit TV shows.
I'm not defending Wozniak anymore. I'll take him down.
Keep up with the hottest series.
We have to come for them before they come for us.
Catch up before favorites return. And don't miss brand new seasons all in one place.
We're in trouble.
TV's biggest shows are here and available to watch anytime.
You took everything?
I took everything.
Xfinity On Demand, your home for everything entertainment.
The final college hockey game of the season, right here, right now. The Carriers, a 3-2 lead. Breezy back in it goes. O'Connor catches. Oh, and then can the Flyers get their first national championship? Tatum, shot, score! There are no words to adequately describe the feeling right now. It's the biggest moment in Providence college hockey history.
The first line in that Frozen Four field to be filled in here in Cincinnati. North Dakota and Michigan tied at 1 halfway through the game. And now North Dakota going on the power play. So Michael Downing in the box with a Michigan penalty. North Dakota with a chance. Clearing pass quickly made there. There's Max Stewart. He chases down deep. Troy Stetcher drops it off. Now Kajula will pick it up, dump it back off. Stetcher will start the North Dakota breakout. Just out of the reach of Pullman. Swatted back the other way.
And that first pass on a power play breakout when you're the man with the puck, very important. You got to beat someone, get you the rush going up the ice.
Wensky defends there against Schmaltz. They cycle it in deep. Drake Kajula, who has the North Dakota goal. Back to his point, Pullman, Kajula, Stetcher, and Schmaltz there together. Schmaltz will cycle it deep. Kajula tries to get it back out front. Boca defending there well for Michigan. And the puck will be cleared the length of the ice by J.T. Comfer. And Michigan will get a defensive pair change.
Comfer's really stepped up his level of play in this period, hasn't he? He really seems like he does not want this Michigan team to go home.
Dylan DeYoung, another one of the Michigan defensemen, the junior from Victoria, British Columbia, makes that clear. Too many white shirts on top of each other as they try to go into the offensive zone, and a whistle and an offside. Tonight at 11, after NBA Coast to Coast, it's Sports Center at night with Nicole Briscoe and Kevin Connors. They'll have all the men's Elite 8, women's Sweet 16 highlights, NHL, spring training, NBA, and of course, NCAA hockey tournament highlights. Streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Sports Center at night tonight. 38 seconds, left to go in the North Dakota power play. Haven't had much going on this one yet. By the way, both goalies not really been tested much in this period either. Prior to the beginning of the power play, just 4 shots for Michigan in this period, none on goal for North Dakota. So Red Berenson's between period adjustments worked out fairly well for this second so far. Far side, Johnson shot blocked before it got through to the goal. Back to the point again. Thompson fires in. Knocked away. Johnson again. Into the slot. Gardner's shot blocked in front. Didn't get through. Comfort couldn't clear. Johnson keeps it in at the point. fires at the net over the top of everything. Missed. Ledoux has it. Penalties up. Back to even strength. Shot in front. There's a glove and a stick on the ice. They have been retrieved. Michigan into the zone. Shot missed. Danks, who's gotten 2 Michigan penalties in this game, tried to make up for it there. Danks again with a solid wrap into the boards.
This Michigan fourth line keeping the North Dakota team pinned down in their zone. Dexter Danks, he throws his weight around. He's a big-bodied forward, but he has a lot of skill. Not your traditional fourth-line player.
Janatuinen not able to take the bounce to his stick. Continues to fight for the puck in the corner. Played well there, though. Nicholas Boka on him. Puck to Werenski. Back to Boka. Michigan tries to break. Danks crosses the line. Feeds far corner. Alex Kyle on 23. Chases. Played the other way, though, by Hayden Shaw for North Dakota. Kept in by Michigan. Kyle will feed it deep. North Dakota able to get the clear out. And Michael Downing is able to clear his own zone for Michigan. Knocked down at the line. Tipped back in deep. Nice spin around play by John Simonson. It's 6 minutes to go in this heavily contested second period. Brendan Warren was able to get the puck deep. Michigan not able to retrieve, though. Out quickly come North Dakota. The pass skips over a stick. That'll go for icing. And the face-off back into the Michigan offensive end.
Well, both teams have done a great job locking it down. One of the better chances we've seen this period out of Dexter Danks. Flips the puck over the defenseman's stick, gets a shot off. He moves laterally there to buy himself 1 or 2 steps away from Keaton Thompson, who's got a very long stick. Great offensive chance for Michigan.
See how out of balance the first period shots on goal are. They're actually still heavily in favor of North Dakota, but not nearly of the quality scoring chance that they had in the first. Pass back to the point. Aaron of Cutler Martin.
A stat these teams look at, not just shots, it's grade A chances. They don't live and die on a shot count. It's the shots that come from in the good areas on the ice.
There's Kyle, who took the long pass, breaks in, swings in front of the goal. Couldn't get it to go. Cam Johnson held his ground. Now back the other way. Besser. Far side, Kajula was able to hold up and stay on side, though he had to drag his legs so far. He lost all of his momentum, and the breakout broke up. Schmaltz. Nieves defending on him there. Now Kajula tried to feed Schmaltz, comes back out of it from the circle. Stick in the way of his attempt to get it out to the point. And Michigan will try a late breakout. Good glove stops, turns the momentum back the other way. That's going to go for icing as the batting around in the neutral zone ended up with an errant pass on the behalf of Michigan.
And the ice is tilting. A great chance here for Alex Kyle taking it to the net. You need to lower your shoulder like he does and get to the net. The big, strong defense in North Dakota, they're not going to give you a free look. You got to do it the dirty way.
Face-off win for Johnson. Good cycle, Pullman throws it in. Wide of the mark, nobody there for the tip. Johnson tries to keep it in at the point. Shot from the far side. Wide of the mark by Tucker Pullman. Here's Johnson. Again, wheels, fires right into Racine, and he'll tie it up for a faceoff with 4:26 to go. What an exciting game this has been. We're tied at 1. Still in the second period.
The Lexus Command Performance Sales Event is on, with extraordinary offers on the exhilarating IS, the thrilling GS, and the powerful RC Coupe.
Cincinnati U.S. Bank Arena, where North Dakota and Michigan are tied at 1 apiece. Game with a very tight back and forth feel to it. Could be leading to some extra hockey. Both these teams with experience at that. North Dakota winning in overtime.
Well, when you get in these overtime situations, you're sitting on the bench, you're holding your breath. It's like being a fan of the game when you're on the bench, Alan. You're like, holding your breath, waiting for something to happen, and then all of a sudden you get these bouncers. We saw North Dakota get that one. That was a pretty goal for an overtime goal right there. That was very under control.
That was 2 years ago in this building in the regional final. Michigan winning yesterday in overtime over Notre Dame to get to this regional final tonight.
Another pretty goal yesterday, a tic-tac-toe play behind the back pass we saw in overtime.
These two teams have played 10 times before in the NCAA tournament. Excuse me, 10 times before, and 4 of them, they've gone to overtime. 4 of the last 10 times they've played. I can't read my own writing. 4 of the last 10 times they've played overtime, but none of them have been in the NCAA tournament.
Third time's a charm. That's what they say, right, Alan?
Don't try this at home. I'm playing professional. Comfort feeds into the slot. Could not collect it, Kyle Connor, and get a shot on net. Here's Luke Johnson with the puck, takes his time, flips it in, gets it in past Downing. Michigan will regroup behind its net. Boca feeds back the other side to Downing. And he'll just flip it up high. Back to Tucker Pullman, right back out of the zone. Here's Comfort, kicks it in deep, tries to slip Pullman. Pullman played the body. Nice slick play. Puck knocked down. Calderon on, but couldn't keep it in the zone. Here comes North Dakota. They'll flip it in. Oh, nice play around the side to Bryn Chiswick. He'll keep it deep. Defended there by Joseph Ciccone for Michigan. And a couple of his friends. And Brendan Warren will come away with the puck. Feed it ahead. Cooper Marody tries to feed it in. Nice play away there by Troy Stetcher. North Dakota changes directions. Ciccone out from behind his own net. Beats Calderon. Still 2 players down well behind the play. That's what the fans are hollering about. The official was standing right over them, though. Shot from the point. Misses wide. Brendan Warren high off the glass. Clears it out. This is DeYoung for Michigan. Taps it up the boards. Osmus was there. They knock it around and scrum at center ice. Allen will come away from it. Get it in for the Wolverines. Fires on net. Save Johnson. Puck tip bounces around. Good effort to get the puck in the corner. Danks. Slam to the boards. Shot from the point. Saved by Johnson. He'll tie it up with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the second period.
And one of the things that makes this North Dakota team so dangerous, their transition, we see Troy Stetcher with a smooth play up, bump pass off the wall in the neutral zone, getting the puck behind the Michigan defense, going to work, grinding them down. One of the things Coach Barry talked to us about, making them a successful team, transition.
Nieves wins the draw over Besser. Shot, though, tipped away. Hayden Shaw clears for North Dakota. Kajula comes out with it. They come in 2-on-1. Now a Michigan defender gets back. Schmaltz couldn't get the shot off. Downing back checking for Michigan. Into the slot. Puck still loose. From the point. Shot whistled wide. Hayden Shaw missed the mark. Here's Besser. Looking for some space and looking to create time. Feeds it across. A beautiful saucer pass. Shaw threw it back in front. Nobody was there. Downing fires around. Puck hits a stanchion. Trickles all the way back to Kajula at the point. He's got time. Kyle was defending him there. Flipped wide. Don't think Racine saw that through the screen. Besser tries to come back out in front. Now Schmaltz again feeds into traffic. Big scramble here with less than a minute and a half to go in the period. And finally, a clearing pass as Downing gets a stick on the puck and gets it out of the zone. Kajula quickly turns around, finds Besser far blue line. He's got a man in front, Johnson, but he couldn't get it through. Nice defensive play by Nolan DeYoung. Michigan tries to quickly come back the other way. Shot misses the far side of the net with a minute to go in the period. And a whistle and a stoppage of play with 57.4 to go.
And a great chance by North Dakota. Drake Jakula bringing the puck up the ice. Nick Schmaltz with his slick, skilled plays leads to a great shift for North Dakota, a momentum-building shift. The ice has tilted a little for Michigan this period, but North Dakota, they bend and they don't break.
Face-off win for North Dakota. They clear it out. Werenski trails back. Feeds it across to Boca for Michigan. Turnover in the slot. Johnson scores! They scored in the last minute of the first period. They score in the last minute of the second, does North Dakota.
And Luke Johnson taking advantage of the turnover, snapping one home. Michigan can't get out of their own way. And Luke Johnson, we talked about his shot earlier. Snaps one home, the toe dragging shot. He changes the angle of the puck. Doesn't give Stephen Racine a chance to get out and track that one. Huge goal for North Dakota's momentum. As you said, Alan, the second time they scored with under a minute. We got an exciting one on here.
Minute 6 seconds to go in the first period. They scored. Just over 45 seconds to go in the second. They score, and it's 2-1 North Dakota.
North Dakota goal scored by number 27, Luke Johnson.
Johnson unassisted, and a whistle and a face-off with 28.5 to go.
Scored by number 27, Johnson, unassisted at 19:15.
And watch Luke Johnson change the angle of the puck. Right here, we're going to see it. Just a really subtle move. I know his father, Steve Johnson, he's watching at home, loves that, taught him how to shoot. Former North Dakota All-American.
20 seconds to go. Michigan tries to get something going deep down low. Feed out in front. Mock shot knocked off the side of the net. Stetcher there. Takes the hit after he gets rid of it. Michigan keeps it in. Comfer feeds across from the point. Shot blocked. Gardner gave up the body on that one. 6 seconds to go. Far side. Comfer again. Feeds Boca. Throws it at the net. Saved by Johnson. He'll tie it up with 0.8 of a second to go in the period. So 0.8 of a second basically means you try and take a shot on net from the faceoff circle.
Well, they're going to try to get a righty in there for the draw. There isn't enough time to win it back for a play right now. Comfort telling his players to line up on the hash. He's going to try to knock this one as it drops right at the net.
Gets it through, kicked away, and the horn goes to end the period. Another interesting moment in what's been a very interesting 2 periods. Well, we have a pattern. North Dakota scores at the end of the period. Can Michigan keep the pattern going and score at the beginning of the next? At the end of 2-1, North Dakota over Michigan. As we head to the studio for the intermission report, here are Matt Schick and Dave Starman.
Thank you, Alan. North Dakota, again, with another late period goal here in this game. Take a 2-1 lead on Michigan. Matt Schick along with Dave Starman. North Dakota 24-0-2 this season when leading after 2 periods. Michigan limited some of those North Dakota opportunities, not as many as they had in the first, but still, you wondered heading in, how would Michigan's D match up against that UND offense? Hasn't really happened.
Not well. And here's the thing with Michigan's defense is you have Zach Werenski, who is an all-world defenseman. On the other side of it, you've got Troy Stetcher of North Dakota, who is also in that same elite category. It's been fun to watch those 2 defensemen go at each other. But in terms of team defense, I think North Dakota's done some really nice things in this game. And we'll take a look at some of the things they've been able to do in their own zone. And I think they've done a nice job at keeping Michigan wide. They've got big defensemen with long sticks. They've also got forwards who love to push up and press up and attack on their trigger points. They've been able to keep Michigan wide and not allow Michigan to set up and gain some really good, sustained, patterned offensive zone time. They're winning races. They're staying underneath pucks. They're keeping themselves between the puck and the net. However, JT Compher said to him yesterday he can will a team to victory just by making plays. North Dakota had numbers back, but nobody went after the puck carrier. Nobody sealed the lane. Compher made a great play all on his own to get this game tied up 1-1. Drake Kajula for North Dakota, 9 in white, has been really good at setting up plays, moving pucks to the point, moving pucks around the offensive zone. We like to call them highlights are us. And he has scored some unbelievable goals and made some great plays. Kajula looked good yesterday. He looks really good today. That CBS line has 13 shots on goal. Besser and Kajula have 12 of the 13.
And North Dakota has 36 shots on goal through 2 periods. That's as many as they had yesterday in the entire win against Northeastern. You mentioned Drake Kajula. He's been terrific, picked up a goal again today. His 21st of the season. He's with Allen here at intermission.
Drake Kajula is with us down on the North Dakota bench. Drake, this game has been so tight, back and forth. What's the feeling like down on the ice?
The legs are getting a little heavy. It's back and forth, up and down the ice. It's 2 great teams playing with a lot of pace, and we just got to get the pucks to the net, keep crashing the net, cross traffic, hopefully get another goal here. But it's there's 2 great teams battling it out, and that's the way it should be.
Drake, in the 3rd period coming up, what does your team need to do to stay ahead of this Michigan offense?
We can't sit back. Just got to keep putting the pace to them, and make sure we're getting pucks in deep and continue with our forecheck, because they can't score when we're playing with the puck in their zone. So we just got to make sure they can't get their legs under them, make them as frustrated as possible by keeping pucks in their zone, and doing a good job of that.
Drake Kajula, thanks for the time. Good luck in the 3rd.
Thank you very much.
Drake Kajula and the number 3 overall seed North Dakota, 20 minutes away from its 22nd Frozen Four. The number 2 overall seed, St. Cloud State, had some problems today thanks to Ferris State. We'll show it to you in the West Regional Semifinal.
Oh, you're the best.
We try. Going out for wings is such a pain in the butt. You don't have to tell me.
Get crispy wings delivered and try our exclusive Jim Beam Devil's Cut Spicy Bourbon Barbecue. Wing Street. Wings delivered. No pants required.
Here's the plan. You want a family and a career, but most of the time you feel like you're trying to wrangle a hurricane. The rest of the time, they're asleep. Then one day, HR schedules a meeting with you out of the blue, and it's the worst 19 minutes of your career. But you don't sweat it, because you and your advisor have prepared for this. And when the best offer means you're moving to the middle of nowhere, the boys say they hate the idea, but you pretend it's not so bad. And years later at Thanksgiving, when one of them says what he's thankful for most is this house, you realize you didn't plan for any of this, but you wouldn't have done it any other way.
With the right financial partner, progress is possible.
Playing for simply the love of the game, where everyone has a shot at their definition of success on and off the field. This is what we love about sports, and what we can still love about college sports.
JT Comfort leads the nation in assists. Says I can score too. His 15th of the season. Tied it up at 1, but it's North Dakota with a 2-1 lead.
He's been doing that since he was 12.
Midwest. You've been covering him that long, haven't you?
Probably.
North Dakota up 2-1. Go West, young man, go West. Boston University taking on DU West Regional Semifinal. Evan Jansen with the shot. Blake Hillman had 1 goal all season. Oh, he doubles it up here.
Blake Hillman's got a great sense of humor in the locker room, but outside the locker room, he's got great drive to the net. He's been a really nice surprise for Denver.
Here's this Pacific Rim line. Danton Heinen. It's the puck out of midair and finds Dylan Gambrell, his 16th of the year.
How great is it that you got the 3 best lines in college hockey all playing at the same time? CBS, CCM, and Pacific Rim. Dylan Gambrell, another freshman who has been a big-time impact player in the NCAA.
We need more acronyms for lines. We certainly do. And then DU gets it going again.
DU's been really good. They've been on pucks. They've been getting to the front of the net. They've been moving it well. They've been good in the neutral zone, and Will Butcher is an anchor on that defense corps.
Will Butcher with the goal. It's 3-0 Denver. That one on ESPNU.
By the way, you got the KFC line for Minnesota Duluth later.
I heard its finger looking good. Ferris State taking on St. Cloud State. Again, regional semifinal. XL Energy Center in St. Paul. We went to overtime. Gerald Mayhew. No, there's Jared Van Warmer. Already had a goal and an assist. Got 3 points and a game winner.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you could break this play down from the defensive standpoint, but from the offensive standpoint, what a read. Mayhew with great skill and puck protection, kept his feet going, tried to make a play. He didn't take the simple play. He tried to make something happen, and I love that Van Warmer read it so well and drove to the net with a stick down.
Ferris State, 2 different times in the game. They had a 2-goal lead. St. Cloud State scored 2 in the 3rd to force the overtime. The Huskies had won at least 1 game in their last 4 NCAA appearances.
And they were poised to win a whole lot more games. This is a tough one, and this one's going to sting for a while.
The number 2 overall seed is done. The number 1 overall seed had no such issues. Taking on Rochester Institute of Technology. Sam Annis, his status, or at least his effectiveness, unknown. Heading in after this happened back on March 19th, Sam Annis hit from behind second straight year he's had a questionable status coming into the NCAA tournament, but he played, and he played pretty well, Dave.
Yes, he did. Last year against North Dakota in Fargo, he was a non-factor. This year, he was a big factor. Goes to the front of the net, gets shots off, and moves the puck. He played well in his own zone. He blocked a couple of shots, tracked back. Here's a nice little play here where he knows he doesn't have anything. He attracts some attention because he's Sam Addis. Travis St. Dennis just absolutely shoots lasers, and he gets one here. That put Quinnipiac up 1-0. I thought Quinnipiac's game today was really good, north-south, and they were tenacious in their own end.
Travis St. Dennis' 21st goal of the season, and Michael Gartek made all 27 saves here. Could they have 12 more people in the crease to try and block that one?
Nice student body right to the middle.
Still 1-0 after 2 periods. We go to the third. After we see that play happen twice. Third period, Tim Clifton. There are a pair of Cliftons on this team. Both of them making some great passes here. Clifton to Scott Davidson for the goal. Bobcats up 2-0. Then watch Connor Clifton, the brother. Connor, behind the back. Soren Janssen with the goal.
So what have you seen all day today in highlights? You've seen a lot of skilled players make a lot of skilled plays, and that, folks, is college hockey.
Quinnipiac East Regional Semifinal. They await the winner of this game, Yale. UMass Lowell on the ESPN3. The Watch ESPN app. UMass Lowell on the board early here. The Riverhawks.
Keith Elaine told me last week the most disappointed, or the thing that he was most disappointed about losing to Dartmouth was their defensive zone coverage behind the play. Strikes him again.
First meeting with Yale since losing in that 2013 national semifinal when Andrew Miller scored that overtime goal. See if they can get revenge today. Northeast Regional Final coming your way tonight. It's our nightcap. UND, which took down the reigning national champion Providence Friars. They'll take on Boston College with a trip to the Frozen Four on the line. A trip to the Frozen Four, perhaps just 20 minutes away for UND, thanks to Luke Johnson. He's got 2 goals in 2 games. One tonight. UND up 2-1. Third period coming up.
This is what precision feels like. Magnetic Ride Control actively monitors road conditions 1,000 times per second to deliver a comfortable ride.
1,000 times, huh? Yep, per second. How about that?
This is the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Now, during the GMC Pro Grade event, get nearly $8,300 total value when you trade up to the specially equipped 2016 Sierra Crew Cab SLT.
Oh, you're the best. You try. Going out for wings is such a pain in the butt. You don't have to tell me.
Get crispy wings delivered and try our exclusive Jim Beam Devil's Cut Spicy Bourbon Barbecue. Wing Street. Wings delivered. No pants required.
Can't get unlimited data for your family? Other carriers either don't offer it or it's too expensive. Not T-Mobile. Get 3 lines of unlimited 4G LTE data for just $50 each and get a 4th line free. Hurry, only at T-Mobile.
Let's go! Let's go! What they want, I don't know. They're all ripped up and ready to go.
You might think all water is the same, but some water can dribble, rain threes, even drain a buzzer beater. We're all made of water, so make every drop amazing with Brita.
You are what you drink.
Drink cleaner, healthier, amazing with Brita.
What's it gonna be? An oven-baked DiGiorno or waiting for delivery?
Did you have that beard when we ordered?
A hot, fresh-baked crust or...
Did we order extra soggy?
Don't settle for delivery. Rise to the occasion. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Estimating Foxtrot Alpha Sierra Echo Lima.
This is how it begins.
Flight control, copy.
With a mighty roar that tells the world we're coming for you.
Opening day and night. 7 games, 2 days. Clayton will be there with nasty stuff. touch with all 5 tools. And Trout, who knows what he'll do next? Baseball is back, and not a moment too soon. Games all day, April 3rd and 4th on ESPN, and streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app, presented by Scott's.
Cam Johnson has made half as many saves as Steve Racine, but that's a good news as a goalkeeper because he's only faced 17 shots. Third period coming up.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
After a pair of #1 seeds were stunned, 4 teams fight on. With tickets to Indianapolis in sight, the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship Elite 8 begins tomorrow at 1 on ESPN.
Fans settling in for the third period as we welcome you back to the 2016 NCAA Hockey Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual. Teams returning to the ice, U.S. Bank Arena, Cincinnati, with North Dakota leading Michigan by a score of 2-1. Alan Bestwick with Colby Cohen, 2009's most outstanding player for national champions of that year, Boston University. So you're Michigan. First period was all North Dakota. You played them evenly statistically in the second period, and yet you still come out of the locker room trailing by 1 for the third. How you feeling?
Michigan still has another level. We didn't see it yesterday. We haven't yet seen it. They're such a skilled group. They have another level that they can reach as a team.
The thing that they have to stop is the turnovers, because Michigan turnovers have led to both North Dakota goals.
Well, they're shooting themselves in the foot. We see a bit of a mishandle here, and it's going to end up on Luke Johnson, a pure shooter stick. JT Comfort, the junior captain, with the mishap and the turnover, and just like that, it ends up right in the back of his net.
So look at the numbers, first period to second period. Again, the Wolverines played North Dakota much more evenly, yet gave up the goal in the last minute of the period and start the final 20, trailing by 2-1. Winner goes to the Frozen Four in Tampa. Loser's season is finished. 20 minutes, potentially, from settling that. Though one never knows. In these closely played games, it could be more. Fired in for the point. Save, Racine. Poganski got a stick on a rebound shot. Went nowhere. Here comes Mott through the center. 4 white shirts surrounding him, though. Puck will go back the other way. Here's Kyle Connor picking it up. Over to Mott. Into the offensive zone. Tries to turn the corner. Flips a backhander. Goes wide of Cam Johnson. Little exchange of neutral zone play. Now Besser comes in. Into the zone. Stops. Looks for help. Finds Schmaltz, and it just went under the toe of his stick. Kajula fires. Racine deflects that one away, and it goes up into the netting, and will get a face-off in the offensive zone for North Dakota. Well, if you look at both of these teams' top lines, talked about how the first line for Michigan didn't really get going in the first period. They did in the second. In fact, JT Comfort had the goal for Michigan. So starting to get rolling. We'll see how much time they spend playing against each other, or if they're able to generate a few more chances here in this third period on both sides. For now, Alex Kyle feeds it ahead. Bunievas dumps it deep for Michigan. North Dakota retrieves. Troy Stretcher feeds it out. Werenski back, chased by Besser. Zach Werenski flips it high off the glass, stays in. Gage Osmus flips it back deep. Behind the net. And a chance here into the slot on his backhand. Spins around Kajula. Racine wasn't fooled. Besser muscled off the puck. Puck tapped out and driven right back in. From the point, a drive, Stetcher right into the chest protector of Steve Racine, and a whistle.
And Drake Kajula, who's already made his mark on this game once with a spin around shot. The lateral movement makes it hard for Steven Racine to track, but he does a good job staying out on his crease. Good save by Steven Racine.
Sanderson wins the draw. Back to the point. Thompson throws it into traffic. Skipped off a defender's leg over to the corner. Danks taps it in and chases. North Dakota quickly turns back around the other way, up through center ice. Colton Sanderson chips it in, chases himself. Behind the net, dead out front. Went right under the stick of Max Short. Calderon dumps it deep. That's going to be an icing. He was astride on his own side of the center red line, and the faceoff will come back into the Michigan end of the rink.
And a great job by the North Dakota defender, Keaton Thompson, holding the line, forcing that icing. Allen, it's little things that this North Dakota defense does that separates them and makes them special.
Shot from the far side. Gloved and corralled into the chest by Racine easily. And the extracurriculars begin early in this third period, right in front of the Michigan net. Not that you would expect them to be any calmer in the third period of a close game where the loser's season is done. Gardner wins the faceoff for North Dakota. Put back in deep by Luke Johnson. Boganski tries the backhander. Gardner's got it behind the net. He'll cycle again. Boganski shook off the defender, Downing. Gets it out toward the point. Tucker Pullman flips it back in deep. Skips over the stick. And the net going to be knocked off the mooring as Boganski got tangled up with Michael Downing.
And Austin Boganski with a collision here with Michael Downing, sent him flying into the net. Austin Boganski, a 6'2", 205-pound forward, played in the USHL, a big body forward for this North Dakota team.
JT Comfort to take the draw against Luke Johnson. Johnson wins it. Gardner has it. Couldn't get a shot away. Was checked nicely there by Kyle Connor. Connor doesn't get that pass. Johnson gets it. Shot in front. Bounces off the Michigan defender Downing, who breaks his stick in the collision. Johnson did with Downing. Connor feeds it back. Nice no-look pass to Mott from the shot. Fires. Saved by Cam Johnson. Puck still loose. It skitters off to the corner. Here's Kajula with it. And a 3-on-2 rush for North Dakota. To Besser. With time. Sticked away. Nice play by the freshman Nicholas Boca.
Great stick there by Nicholas Boca. Small and underrated play. Huge play for the Wolverines, breaking up that 3-on-2 with those three dangerous North Dakota forwards barreling into the offensive zone.
Boca played well yesterday against Notre Dame, playing well again. Here's a break in. Selman, nicely defended by the captain, Gage Osmus. No icing there. Selman got a tip on the deep throw. Selman and Osmus with a big collision. Puck still loose. Nieves back to the point. Martin fires, doesn't get through. Pullman sticks it away. Kyle has it, cycling around. Feeds Martin again, the wrister, tipped by Nieves, save Johnson, puck still loose. And Kajula will fire it into the corner. And North Dakota will go for a change. Forecheck from Janatwinen is able to be avoided by Cutler Martin. Here come the Wolverines. Calderon tips it in deep, chases his own ship. Good defensive play there. Doesn't get all the way out, though, off Troy Stetcher. Now does. Still bits and pieces of stick debris laying around as Nolan DeYoung takes it and skates with it for the Wolverines. Across center ice, taken from him. Sanderson turns it back the other way. Looking for some help. Bodied off it. Michael Downing with the play. Puck tips off a stick. That's going to go all the way down the ice and will be icing against Michigan.
end-to-end action we're seeing early in this third period. Zach Werenski getting involved in the offense, leads the rush, keeps following through to the net, takes a couple whacks at it. The puck starts coming back down. Here we see a great chance. Cutler Martin getting it at the net, creating some chaos for the Wolverines. They're going to need chaos. They're going to need to get in Cam Janssen in front of him. He's been great tonight, seeing everything.
Dexter Danks is out on this third line as a hand pass will be whistled down there. Calderon had his stick broken and just hand passed the puck ahead. Face-off will come back. Dexter Danks, 39, now playing with Cooper Marody and Tony Calderon for the last couple of shifts. Brendan Warren had been on that line for much of the game. Stoppage here, just under 15 to go. Third period, North Dakota 2-1 over Michigan.
The NCAA Hockey Championship is presented by Northwestern Mutual. We help you live life differently. And in part by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the perfect combination of chocolate and peanut butter. And Quicksilver from Capital One. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back every purchase, every day.
The Ralph Engelstad Arena, the home of University of North Dakota hockey, where they sold out 15 of their 17 home dates this year. It is a tremendous atmosphere, tremendous facility, and certainly one of the best home venues in all of college hockey. And here in Cincinnati, we play the final of the Midwest Regional with the winner between North Dakota and Michigan getting the first spot in the Frozen Four.
A lot on the line this afternoon. A spot in the Frozen Four. As you said, it's a win or go home format in this NCAA playoffs. And right now, Michigan's gonna start feeling the heat. They're gonna get this top line with JT Compher out there as much as they possibly can.
Connor in the shooter's position on the faceoff, but Luke Johnson won the draw. Here comes North Dakota. Poganski will chase deep. Nicholas Boca will play him into the boards there. Werenski. And Rhett Gardner.
Great poise by Zach Werenski, slowing things down, getting the puck into Kyle Connor's hands, giving this Michigan attack a chance to get going into the offense.
Gardner will chip it out. Johnson, back checked by Connor. Turnover back the other way. Boca feeds up to Compher. Compher played well there by Johnson. Besser now onto the ice, 16 into the scrum on the far side. Connor joins in. Connor comes away with the puck only momentarily. Across to Boca, throws the wrister in, deflected, sitting out front. Knocked aside, Ledoux hit it away. Tip in front, Mott couldn't redirect it toward the net. Here's Compher, shot the far side, shot in, saved by Johnson with the blocker. And the puck back out to center ice. A little pressure here on the part of the Wolverines. Here's Mott trying to work his way through. Nice deke. Penalty here coming against North Dakota. And the whistle, and the Wolverines are going to find themselves with a power play, trailing by 1 in the third.
And Tyler Mott's dazzling speed leading to this penalty. The dipsy-do in. You can't play with the free hand. We saw it earlier on a North Dakota penalty. And we're going to finally see a full Michigan power play. We haven't seen much of it all weekend, have we, Alan?
Paul Ledoux tagged for the obstruction. And yes, the Michigan power play, the best in the nation. Did not get given opportunities by Notre Dame yesterday. They're given one by North Dakota here. This the second penalty of the game. Remember the first one, they ended up basically playing 4 aside for most of it. Second penalty against North Dakota here. So can the Wolverines even the game up on this power play? Here's Nieves. Gets the zone. Gets the puck in deep. Selman chases. Osmus fires it back the length of the ice for North Dakota.
You've got to outnumber the puck down low if you're this Michigan power play as you enter the zone. If you're going to chip the puck behind the net along the yellow, you've got to outnumber. There's always got to be more blue sweaters than white.
Kyle Connor tries to gain the line. He does, but the puck knocked out off his stick right at the moment they entered the zone, and offside is whistled there. The NCAA Frozen Four is heading to Tampa, Florida. The action begins Thursday, April 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern, live here on ESPN2. If you'd like more information on the NCAA Frozen Four, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Minute 10 to go in the power play. Werenski chased down deep by Kajula. Will have to regroup and go back the other way. It's Kajula and Johnson on the penalty kill for North Dakota. Connor, Comfer, and Mott. The front line for Michigan. Now it's Kyle, far side. He's also playing on this power play, taking one of the point spots along with Werenski. Alex Kyle with the puck. Gains the zone. Drops it off. Mott. Far side. Werenski. Tic-tac-toe play. Shot. Goal! J.T. Comfort fires it through Cam Johnson, and we're tied at 2.
And J.T. Comfer, he's playing possessed for his team right now. Going to be the beneficiary of some tic-tac-toe passing right there, going through the box. That's knowing what you're going to do with the puck before you get a chance. A great look across, and J.T. Comfer with his second goal of the game. You could see the look in his eyes. Alex Kyle providing the net front presence for Michigan.
Assist to Connor and to Zach Werenski. And the goal for J.T. Comfort ties the game at 2 with 11:20 to go in the third period. Can North Dakota answer? Schmaltz fires it in on Racine. He'll just tie it up and take the face-off. When this puck went in, Cam Johnson kind of snapped his head up like he thought maybe he should have had it. Watch the goalie's reaction.
Kyle Connor, there's a reason he's as good as he is. He knew exactly what he was going to do. Anytime on a power play you can break the box, it's trouble for the kill.
Michigan power play goal.
Selman blocked the shot from the point, but Schmaltz comes away with the loose puck. Schmaltz tries to feed it across into the shot. Just missed wide. That was Keaton Thompson. Here's Shaw. Throws a wrister in, deflected in front, but it went wide. Schmaltz again. Heavy action in the corner. Ciccone and Kajula were going at it. Michigan comes away with the puck. Kyle with a deke. Finds some space. Center ice. Throws it wide. Save Johnson. Rebound attempt. Couldn't go from Selman. Puck still loose. Far corner. Nieves has it. Selman is down in front of the net, just getting to his feet for Michigan. Kyle skated over the top of a stick. Fans wanted a call. I think it was a good no call. Here's Besser. Try to be patient. Puck skips through. Sanderson has it now for North Dakota. Dakota in the middle of a line change. Puck back at the point. And sticked away carefully out of the zone by Downing for Michigan. As the clock ticks, you can feel the tension grow in the building. Ooh, just missed out in front. Jana Tweenan had a shot. Shot blocked from the point there. Calderon got in the way of that one. Still North Dakota with some offensive zone pressure. Here's Gage Osmus with it deep. Back to the point. Now Stetcher on the near side. Fires it wide. Plenty of traffic in front of the net. Shot didn't go anywhere near it. Stetcher intercepts the clearing pass. Cycles it back in deep. Calderon tips it back. DeYoung in heavy traffic. Michigan still not able to clear. Pullman throws it at the net. Lots of bodies in front. Puck deflects wide. Calderon has it. Skates it out for Michigan. Pass tipped down in the center ice area. I believe that was Trevor Olson. Got a stick on that. Teams go for a change. Puck changes directions. Into the zone. Boca chases his own ship in. The defenseman in deep behind the North Dakota net.
The pace in this game is really picking up. The end of a long, hard-fought weekend. Both teams really emptying out the tanks right now. We're seeing up and down hockey. Great transition game for both teams.
Luke Johnson, good stick work there. Gets the puck out of the zone. It's Baganski, tips it over. Gardner, shot blocked. DeYoung tips it free. Here's Kyle Connor across the blue line. Tries to go around, defended well by Ausmus, feeds it out in front. Back into the slot, Connor shoots, and a save there, and Connor got a shot. But Cam Johnson saw it all the way and ties it up with 8:17 to go.
And Kyle Connor and the Michigan Wolverines pouring on the pressure late in the third period.
Visit travismanion.org.
050. Magic here in the studio over on ESPNU. Boston U and Denver, the 3-seed Terriers taking on the 2-seed Pioneers, and it is all DU. Evan Jansen makes it 5-0. As they're about to enter the third period. Meanwhile, Boston College has made the Frozen Four in 6 of the last 10 seasons. Can it be 7 of 11? They've got Minnesota Duluth coming up at 9 Eastern. Okay.
All right, Matt, cover your ears there, Colby, when they're in that Boston University-Denver score. Here's our scoring recap. In Cincinnati, 2 apiece, 8:17 to go, third period. Late goals in each of the first and second periods for North Dakota, but each time Michigan has found a way in the next period to regain the momentum and even the game up. It has been a fight for sure. And by the way, Steve Racine, the Michigan goaltender, has faced 43 shots. Cam Johnson, the North Dakota goaltender, has faced 27. There's another one. Goal! It tipped in and floated over Racine's glove. 3-2 North Dakota. Paul Ledoux fired the shot in, and it hit a lot of things out in front, it looked like.
Well, that's a huge goal for North Dakota. A low to high pass, something North Dakota does so well. And at these moments of the game, sometimes you don't need to shoot a big, high, over the net glove slapper. All you need, put it along the ice, hope for a tip, and there you go. Stephen Racine, he couldn't pick it up on the way into the net, hit something, bounced up over the shoulder into the back of the net.
Now every goal gets reviewed, and the review officials are looking to see if the puck was touched by a high stick on the way through. I couldn't see if Brett Gardner, 22, got a piece of it on its way in. That's Gardner there. And if it was, when that puck came by him, his stick was well down, it looked like to me. But we'll see. The officials are looking at it now. Well, you said yesterday when we were going to overtime that at that stage in the game, any shot on goal is a good shot on goal. Well, I know we're not in overtime, but
there's a major skill of getting the puck through. This time of year, guys are giving up their bodies to block shots, and we see it here.
Okay, this is where they're looking at the high stick there. That was Rhett Gardner. Did he touch that puck with the stick over his shoulders? This year, the officials do have the ability to go back and review how the puck entered the zone and look for things like, was the play offside, etc.
Well, if he does play that puck up high, which we saw him do, as long as the Michigan player touches the puck next, it negates the high stick in the neutral zone.
Now, reading directly from Rule 93.4 under video replay criteria in the NCAA Men's Hockey Rulebook or Hockey Rulebook, the following criteria are subject to the use of video replay to determine if a goal was scored as the direct result of a hand pass or high stick by an attacking player to a teammate or deflection off of the goalkeeper. So our referees, Chip McDonald and Bob St. Lawrence, have the final say in this. And both teams have a high stake in the outcome of this decision.
And Red Berenson's telling his guys, regardless of the outcome here, there's still 8 minutes of hockey left. We need to move forward, put this behind us.
Does Gardner hit the puck? And remember, it's got to be indisputable video evidence. We are about to get the verdict as Misters McDonald and St. Lawrence come out of the penalty box. (3-2) North Dakota. So 7:57 to go in the game. North Dakota back on top. Michigan has been able to fight back each time, but now the time allotted to do that grows shorter. Explanation being given to Red Berenson and the Michigan coaching staff about the ruling. And we're ready for play. Actually sharing the discussion also with Brad Berry and the North Dakota coaching staff to understand what was going on. So 3-2 North Dakota. The goal will be credited now to Rhett Gardner after the review. He did get a stick on it in the offensive zone, like I said when we were looking at it before. If that was what they were looking at, it was well below his shoulders. And so that changed the directions and allowed it to knuckle and eventually skip over Steve Racine, his left-handed glove.
Well, we talked so much about the big line with Brock Besser, the freshman for North Dakota, but it's been Luke Johnson's line. 2 goals tonight for his team, really stepping up when the team needs it.
The heavy line, as Brad Berry calls them. So DeYoung feeds it forward. Kyle feeds it in. Michigan goes on the chase. Stetcher hits it around. Knocked off there. Selman had the nice block on the boards. Kyle far side gets it back to the point, but DeYoung had started backing up because Kajula was there in position to possibly intercept that. Kajula or Schmaltz. I couldn't quite see which one. Might have been Schmaltz. There's Colton Sanderson now. Chips it out. Bounces off a stick. That was Werenski's stick. Well, he gets that stick in the way and keeps the centering pass from Janatwinen from going into the slot. Janatwinen back to the point. Pullman throws it at the net. Score! Colton Sanderson tipped it in front. Colton Sanderson got lost behind the Michigan defense, and it's 4-2 North Dakota.
And an absolutely impossible play for the goalie Stephen Racine to save. What a great tip by Colton Sanderson, tipping it from the wide side to the near side corner of the net. Now the refs are gonna take a look at this, but great hand-eye coordination by the North Dakota forward. But Alan, again, we talked about it. Throwing a puck at the net looks like a harmless wrist shot, and there you see a great tip, redirection, no chance for the Michigan goaltender.
So same thing, you'll check and see if he got it, where he got it with the stick. So Chip McDonald and Bob St. Lawrence over having a look at this. Colton Sanderson for North Dakota is quite the story. He is a senior. He's just not played a whole lot in the last few years. But he has scored now 6 goals this year. They've all come in the last 16, now 17 games. And he's 3rd on the team in scoring in that time.
This one's going to be close. His stick was up there.
Was his stick below the level of the crossbar when he hit the puck?
You see him bring his stick in a downward motion.
I think that's a good goal.
I think it's going to be a good goal, too. Because he brought his stick down, when he touched it, it looked under the crossbar. The officials are taking a good long look at it. I think this is going to be a good goal, and what a great tip that was.
So the teams take a minute, await the verdict. We check it again. Watch the relevance of the stick to the crossbar when it touches the puck.
Very close. It's a very close one.
Indisputable video evidence needed.
The call on the ice was a goal. So it's going to have to be indisputable for them to overturn this call.
So we wait to see what the officials come up with. If that is a goal, that's a massive, massive gap this late in the game for North Dakota now to have on Michigan. Granted, Michigan, with a very high-powered offense, has shown the ability to roar back from behind, particularly in the Big Ten championship game.
And a good wrister there by Tucker Pullman, the active, smooth skating, big right-handed defenseman. Just getting the puck at the net. We have a good look at it there. His stick looks under the crossbar when he touches the puck.
All right, well, officials take their time to make sure because it is such a crucial moment in a crucial game. And we await the verdict from Chip McDonald and Bob St. Lawrence as they review this potential insurance goal, if you will, for North Dakota.
Well, what a turn of events we've seen here today in the last 5 to 7 minutes.
Here they come. Good goal. Colton Sanderson from Tucker Pullman and Joel Janatwinen, and it's 4-2 North Dakota. And Michigan now up against it. Puck skips over Werenski's stick. Boca will have to go back and retreat. Mott tips it deep. Took a funny bounce. Pullman will flip it out.
North Dakota goal, scoreline number 26, Colton Sanderson.
Werenski makes a delicate pass that Mott picks up, flips it high. Werenski tried to charge into the play, skipped over a stick. Mott, though, takes the neutral zone turnover, crosses the line, brings the puck in deep. Can't get around the corner to get in front. Now flips it out in traffic. And nobody there that's able to take the floater back the other way. Here's Kajula racing against Werenski. They fight for the puck. Kajula comes away with it. Feeds it deep for Schmaltz to chase. Boca there with him. Schmaltz comes away with it on the far side. Fires in traffic. Bounced off a leg. Probably Betzer's. Here comes Werenski with it. 5:38 to go. 2-goal lead for North Dakota. Comfort can't block it. Numbers for North Dakota back the other way. 4-on-2 shot. Saved by Racine. And he knocks it up into the netting. A break from the intensity of hockey to remind you that the NCAA Women's Elite 8 matchups will be for you tomorrow on ESPN. Washington and Stanford starting, then Tennessee and Syracuse, the second of the doubleheader. Both games streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. The final of the Cincinnati Midwest Regional. Winner to the Frozen Four. Loser's season is done. North Dakota with a couple of goals to go ahead 4-2 in this third period. Martin and Ciccone, the defensive pair, combined to chip it out for Michigan. North Dakota sends it back into Ciccone's pads. He feeds it up. Selman tips it deep for the Wolverines. Keaton Thompson cycles around. Janatwinen couldn't handle it. Sanderson puts a hit on but missed the blocking the shot. Now the puck high off the glass. And that will be an icing call, and the faceoff will come back into the North Dakota end. Players start to clutch those sticks a little tight at this point.
Well, if you're North Dakota, you don't want to sit back and give the Michigan offense any momentum. They're going to use their timeout here. They're going to get on the drawing board. They're going to work one of their face-off plays. We talked about that yesterday. We saw it on one of the goals. A misdirection play of sort is something they're drawing up, getting the wingers moving around the circle, trying to get a defenseman involved to walk to the middle. They need to make a play off this face-off. Big face-off for Michigan.
So we went from a tie game at 2-2 to North Dakota having a 2-goal lead in the space of 1 minute and 14 seconds by 2 plays that were both reviewed for high sticks. One a stick out of the neutral zone that led to a goal scored by Red Gardner, and the second, Colton Sanderson with the deflection right in front of Steve Racine. So is North Dakota on its way to a 3rd consecutive Frozen Four? You see Quinnipiac winning earlier today in the East. They await the winner of UMass and Lowell. Denver putting a pretty good hurting on the BU. Ferris State knocking out the 1 seed in the West earlier. St. Cloud State. And Minnesota Duluth and Boston College to play later on tonight in Worcester in the Northeast region for that spot in the Frozen Four.
Right now, the area right at the blue line is very important for both teams. 4:41 left in this game. North Dakota leads 4-2 over Michigan.
For the last 5 days, 17 hours, and 23 minutes, you've been a passenger.
I'm back in baby's arms. How I miss those.
Mazda's Skyactiv technology makes it good to be a driver.
Back in baby's arms.
North Dakota, one of the most successful programs in NCAA hockey history. 7 national championships. Recent years have been years of frustration where they get to the verge of competing for another national championship, and for a variety of reasons, they fall short. Some heartbreaking losses in regionals in the Frozen Four. It's been a little while since North Dakota has taken home the big trophy, last time in 2000. Brad Berry, when he met with his players for the first time in late August, said to his team, hey, let's do something special this year. Let's check the last box. And that last box is to be the one skating off the trophy in Tampa.
Well, they've come to expect winning. The North Dakota fans, some of the best fans in hockey, they want to see championships. Just getting the Frozen Four, it is good, but it's not good enough for them. What a passionate group of fans that they have there in North Dakota.
Brody feeds in. Dax tried to play it around. Kajula on the ice, fires it back around. Pinched at the point. DeYoung kept it in. Michigan throwing a lot of things forward. It was a long time before DeYoung came back out to his point position, and nobody was covering for him very much. Downing will fire it deep. Wolverines go for a change. First line back on for Michigan, as you would expect. Connor, Comfer, and Mott. I expect we'll see them a lot in this final 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Turnover at the blue line. Poganski against Werenski. Werenski goes down with that leg pinned behind him. Gets back up. But Poganski still fights for the puck.
North Dakota just swarming Michigan right now, not letting them out of the zone. These guys can't get on offense when this North Dakota team is still skating at the pace that they are and swarming the puck along the walls.
Comfer feeds it back to his defenseman. Boca exchanges with Werenski. Here they come. Far side, Comfer, puck skips over his stick. Knocked back the other way by North Dakota. Michigan has to be careful. Player coming off the bench had a shot at it. That was Jenna Tweenan. Change for the Wolverines. Here's DeYoung. Change of defenseman for the Wolverines. And now the forward line begins to siphon out. Alex Kyle is on. But Connor and Comfer still on. Comfer feeds it over to DeYoung. Puck skipped over his stick. Couldn't get a shot away. Nice work to get away from Chiswick. Tries to fire through. Good block there by Pullman. Back to the point. Comfort shot. Blocked again. Chiswick gets the breakaway pass. Can he put it away? Saved by Racine. Penalty coming up on Michigan.
Big block late in this game, leading to the breakaway for North Dakota. Stephen Racine keeping his team alive with that big save. Chiswick had the chance on the breakaway. Racine up to the challenge, but they do draw the power play. Michigan gonna go to the box, 2 minutes here with 2:31 to go. You gotta think, they gotta talk about getting their goalie out and getting this to 5-on-5. Playing shorthanded for the last 2.5 minutes, not in Michigan's favor.
So Downing for slashing for the remainder of regulation time. And here we go. They tried for the home run hit to Nieves on the shorthanded spot up the center.
Michigan penalty on number 5 Downing, 2 minutes for slashing at 17:29.
And a whistle and a stoppage of play with 2:19 to go and a face-off deep in the zone. So again, Michigan shorthanded. It does give the Wolverines an opportunity to get the goaltender out of the game and go 5 apiece. Red Berenson trying to pull all the strategy stops out that he can to see if he can find a way to keep his team season going. The speculation about Red's last game, again, his contract up at the end of the season. New athletic director at Michigan. He said they'll sit down at the end of the season and talk about what's best for the program. He said it's not about me, it's about what's best for the program. So the Evans with the puck. The Michigan net empty. Under 2 minutes to go in the game. They trail by 2. Evans into the zone. Comfort trails. Fires it across. Mott too far back to get that puck. Mott turns around, fires it. Puck floated down toward the net. Will it make it? Yes! Paul Ledoux gets credited with the empty net goal, and it's 5-2 North Dakota.
And the big junior defenseman, they're winning battles on the wall. Thought about going to pro last season, came back for his junior season. The LA Kings draft pick shoots one 180 feet that just trickles in. And North Dakota, they have been a dominating bunch. Michigan, they came out, they played a hard game today, but what a dominating performance by North Dakota in our Midwest Regional.
Scored by number 6, Paul Ledoux. Unassisted.
Sanderson flips that one out of play. Look out in the grandstands.
Scored by number 6, Ledoux. Unassisted.
So Ledoux unassisted and a 3-goal lead. Let's talk about Michigan's season just for a moment. After missing the NCAA tournament for the last 3 years, they're back in it this year. They win their first ever Big Ten championship. They're going to come up short after the overtime win against Notre Dame the other day in the regional final. It looks like this is where the end of the line is.
Well, when you play for a school like Michigan or North Dakota, if the season doesn't end with the national championship, it's not considered a success. And Michigan's going to have to go back to the drawing board. They have a lot to figure out. This whole first line, they could be gone. Zach Werenski, we could see him playing for the Blue Jackets later in this week. A lot going on for Michigan in the offseason. North Dakota on the other side, they are a powerful team. In the Frozen Four, they are going to be tough for any team to deal with.
They have made the Frozen Four in 7 of the last 11 years, the last 3 straight, and they're 45 seconds away from going again to play for a national championship down in Tampa. Racine back in the net. We'll handle that one, drop it on the ice, and keep the clock running. Well, young team with a new coach, not new to the program, first-year head man, never missed a beat. In the transition, and Brad Berry and his team are going to go to Tampa and play for a national championship in 15 more seconds.
What a great game Troy Stetcher had today. So many contributions he makes with his stick away from the puck. Known as his offensive guy, but great on the defensive side as well.
The Midwest region, and the first spot of the Frozen Four goes to North Dakota.
NCAA hockey fans, that's the end of the game. Our final score is North Dakota 5, Michigan 2. Congratulations to Michigan on a great season. North Dakota is the NCAA Division I Men's Ice Hockey Midwest Regional Champion and advances to the Frozen Four in Tampa, Florida on Thursday, April 7th for the right to compete for the NCAA Division I Men's Ice Hockey National Championship.
And now the great hockey tradition. After the hard-fought series and game, the handshakes at center ice.
And there's a lot of respect between these two programs. Before the game, you see some of the guys, they know each other, they chat. A lot of respect as you go through that handshake. A tough way to end the season for Michigan, but North Dakota, they're blazing on through. They're working towards that big goal, and they look like a team that's built to do it.
So it's North Dakota, the winner of the Midwest Regional here in Cincinnati, and on to Tampa for the Frozen Four. We'll wrap things up from here in Cincinnati in just a minute. Final score, North Dakota 5, Michigan 2. The